Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Monday, February the 23rd. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get in, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Well, actually, I had a few trades today. I started off pretty dry, to be honest with you, and but it sort of picked up towards the mid to end of the day for me, anyway. I'm not going to go over them all. The first two I did take were CTB and Gene. CTB was a minor loss and Gene was a minor gain, so I don't really want to go over them. But I do want to go over the Bio C trade, what is it called? Biocept. And Biocept was active in the pre-market. You can see right there. This is where the market opened, so you can see it had a big pop in the pre-market from close on Friday at $1.52, and it hit all the way up to 207. So I was definitely interested in this one if it could get through $2 again. And you can see that it pulled back down all the way down to $1.70. And I sort of hemmed and hawed with myself about getting into it right on the break of two, and I did miss it. But I did take the trade the first time at 225. I sold half at 238 on this pop up, and I actually took a loss on the second half at 222, just a 3-cent loss as it was moving down. But you notice how it did hold the whole number. Here's at 210. So this was definitely still on my radar for the rest of the day. And watch it through here and a bit of a consolidation right there, and ended up taking the trade right here at 247. Basically, when it broke through the high of the day at the time, I think the high of the day at the time was, it was right here at it was at 247 right here on this spike up. And so I was watching it, and when it broke, when I took it at the 247 because it looked strong on this consolidation and in the pop, took out half at 258. Took out another chunk here at 285. You see how it tried to get through $3, hit 296. Really hoping it would get through $3, but it didn't, and took out here at 285. And then the balance at my first sell at 258. Definitely going to keep watching this one tomorrow. See if it can take out $3. But a great little trade on a cheap stock. UIHC was the next one, and UHIC came from my best 10. Now, admittedly, I missed this. I should have been in this way earlier. Just lost sight of it. You can see that it had this beautiful. I mean, it just kept going and going and going, and arguably right through here, 23.48 on the break of this. Should have been in it. Just lost sight of it. No other excuse, but wow, it's just so beautiful. So when it broke through 24 and came back down again, came back down to 23.95. When it broke through 24 again, I decided to take the trade and took the trade right here at 24.10. And actually, you know what? I took the trade right here because I had to wait for this one to break higher. I'm sorry. This was probably more like right here, and was worrying, of course, that it was going to go down back through 24. It held 24, and finally it broke out higher. Got as high as 24.36. Sold it on the downturn at 24.25, trying to hold on through here, and then sold it right here at it was a little over my buy, actually. I think it was at 24.12. So not fantastic, but I mean, I'll take it, but it would have been nice if it had just kept running a little bit more. Now, the next one was KS, and KS worked out quite well, actually. KS was a from the lifetime high alert, and the original alert came at 35.02. And excuse me, I ended up taking the trade right here. I was waiting for this one for a long time. You see how it held 35, 35, and it it dropped down just below, I think, right here, and then it held it. These are 5-minute candles, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's almost half an hour of it holding this area. And I literally said, if we get a pop with any sort of volume, I would take the trade. And I was lucky to get into it right here at 35.16 as it surged through, and then it just really had a nice pop up, 35.46. I ended up selling half on this pop right here at 35.74. You know, I didn't have a dollar trade today. When I say a dollar trade, I didn't have a trade that made me $1. I was really hoping this one would go through 36 and maybe give me that dollar trade. But you know, as it came up and then back down, I decided to take out half at 35.74, and I exited the second half at 35.51. But you know, very nice trade really for a lifetime high, and then just sat on it for a while and waited on it. Now let me show you the next lifetime high that I took, and I mentioned in the room that you can see that this is only still traded 392,000 shares, okay? Very light volume. And I got the lifetime high alert right here, actually at $44. So let's take a look at it at $44, right there at $44. Here is the first time it went through, right there. I waited on it, and what I'm noticing is that on these lighter volume ones, I'm going to wait for the second break of that whole number. It just seems to be that you know that's what tends to happen, that they might break and then they come back down, and then maybe on the second break you keep watching it and see what happens. Now, I did take the trade right here at 44.11, and you see how I was agonizing about this one. Well, agonizing, a little strong word, I guess, but 44.01 it came back down, and you know, if it had broken down through to this level, I was definitely out of it. But it held the 44, and then it surged up, and I was able to take out half at 44.44, and then the other half here at 44.34. I mean, nothing spectacular again, but I think this is definitely worth watching in the future. That on these lifetime highs, that especially on the lower volume ones, that I'm going to wait, and you know what? If it had kept going, so what? I mean, as I said in the room, there's always another one later on, usually. And, you know, just kind of wait for it to break and then come back down. And then if it breaks up again through that whole number, take the trade. And I think that is it. Now, I do want to mention fuel. Fuel is having a really tough time, and you can see it's on my best 10. It's right at the bottom here, and at $10. And again, it's on there because let's take a look at the daily chart. And on the daily chart, this got beat up badly. This is Friday, so this is Thursday. So it got beat up badly on Thursday, and it's just continued on down. Now, $10 in theory should be a pretty interesting number to see if it can hold. And, you know, a lot of psychological resistance at this. So unless it really breaks through here, you know, I'm going to keep watching this one tomorrow and see if it can hold 10 and then have a bounce off 10. And let's see if there's anything else on this list. Again, you know, I really upset with myself a little bit for missing this one. This was a really nice one. Gene, you know, I told you I did trade Gene earlier, not for much, but it was on the list. And Zoo, wow, Zoo is still, it's on the list. Again, take a look at it. It just got beat up right here, $20 all the way down to 15, and it's now down to 1380. Still very, very weak. You know, I mean, I've got an alert on my trading platform right there. If it can break above this high of this day right there. But it still looks super weak. So, you know, it'll, as I said in the video on Friday, some of these I'll keep on my list for a while, you know, to see whether or not they show any resilience at all. But you know, right now, and Noodles was another one, and let's see, it didn't. Well, here, Noodles again. I'm waiting for maybe a 20 break, and it obviously didn't happen today, and it may never happen. But it doesn't hurt to have it on a watch list or even on a broker alert for a 20 break to see if it can recapture 20, because again, it's got a huge gap to fill. All right, well, that's it for today. More active than I thought it was going to be because, again, in the first, oh, I don't know, a couple hours, I hardly did anything. I know I got a couple of questions asking me if I was in anything, and you know, the answer was no. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. And again, here's how to get into the room. You can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.